The phone buzzed against the wooden coffee table, a harsh, vibrating rattle that cut through the silence of Mark's apartment. It was 6:57 p.m. on a Tuesday. Mark was trying to read, trying to decompress, but his stomach tightened the moment the screen lit up. Sender, Elara. He had told her last week that he needed distance. He had been clear, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. I can't do this anymore. Please don't contact me. He had hoped that the finality in his tone would be enough to build a wall she couldn't climb over. He was wrong. He watched the notifications stack up. Elara was editing old messages from earlier in the afternoon, rewriting history before sending new ones in a rapid-fire sequence. Mark finally opened the thread. At the top, a message was updated with a haunting tag. Edited.
I am not grieving anything, Elara wrote. I was just playing around. Mark felt a wave of cold vertigo. Just 48 hours ago, she had sent frantic paragraphs about her unbearable pain. Now, she had transformed her breakdown into a yut joke, shifting the blame for the conflict onto him. She followed this by claiming she was having
Mark
fun
didn't reply.
now,
Then the
a
pivot
classic
came.
tactic to make him feel
I
like
miss
the
my
miserable
friend.
one.
And, is everything okay? I need to know. It was the Hoover, a hook designed to pull him back in through guilt. If he didn't answer, he was the bad guy. If he did, the boundary was broken. At 7:02 p.m. the tone shattered. Just scrolling back through the messages and I see one apt rape, etc., she wrote. Mark stopped breathing. This was the nuclear option. A vague, erratic accusation from a previous argument. Why would I accuse if it's not? She asked, twisting his request for space into an admission of guilt. She was showing him the gun, making sure he knew it was loaded. Then, the ultimate gaslight. I think you probably misunderstood what I meant.
While Mark was still reeling, the final message arrived at 7:04 p.m. What must I buy you for your birthday present? The transition was so jarring, it induced vertigo. In 7 minutes, she had gone from a felony accusation to gift shopping. This was Albon's rug sweeping, an attempt to force a return to normalcy. If he answered,
Mark didn't type a word. He took screenshots of the entire exchange, the edited messages, the bait, the threat, and the birthday pivot. He needed the timestamps as a shield for the future. He backed up the images, silenced his alerts, and placed the phone face down. He walked into his bedroom and shut the door. In this game, silence was his only move. The distance was no longer a request. It was his sanctuary.